Live from America's biggest, baddest oval, it's the OMSRL Gold Series presented by Sim Racing Hub. Redneck kickoff racing action once again here on Tuesday night. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Tuesday Night Racing and to the Redneck 160. My name is Little Remple alongside Joe LaCastro. We bring you all of our racing action from start to finish here on this fantastic Tuesday afternoon. Joe, this race here set to be an exciting one here today. I am extremely hyped up as to how this race is going to pan out this afternoon as we get set to duke it out for 60 laps in Alabama.
60 laps indeed, but you know it's Talladega, so it's going to click by. It's going to be one of those things that if you blink, you miss it, but there's a chance here that just about anything can happen. There's always a little bit of excitement in the air when we come to Talladega, and these guys are going to take full advantage of that excitement, bring that down, distill it, put it on the track, and give us one heck of a show. I'm looking forward to it, Nolan.
Taking a look at the championship standings, entering racing action today, Michael Garone has just managed to make an appearance here last second. We were wondering if the winner from last week was going to be present here this afternoon. He is, by just the skin of his teeth. Cole Fraley remains atop the points boards, and he is continuing to try and maintain that points gap ahead of Connor LaFrance. Remember, LaFrance able to close in the points just a little bit last week. Now, Cole has been very confident of his chances to maintain that points in here at Talladega, but you and I were expressing our doubts about this last week at the end of the Iowa Speedway, right, Joe? Because you and I both know if you're going to lose a points lead, it's going to be here.
Yeah, this is a place where it could all blow up real fast. A lot of gasoline gets poured onto the situation here at Talladega, so a good run can quickly evaporate. And if Cole Fralick is going to succeed and do what he says here and get his second win at Talladega, I think that it's going to be an uphill climb no matter how you slice it.
Talladega Superspeedway, one of the tracks that is almost tradition to run every single season here for OMSRL competition. It only failed to run in one season, and that was in season number 6, all the way back at the start of 2024. Since then, there have been so many different drivers that take wins here. All of them have been different winners. We have never gotten a repeat winner here today, Joe. Winners include Ryan Dingler, Peyton Carroll, Michael Kenner, Spencer Ray, Robert Peterson, Sean Bounty, and just last season, Cole Fralick took his first Superspeedway win of his OMSRL career here as well. So, of course, with this track being a big one today, quite a few drivers are going to be looking to go for repeat wins, right? You got Bounty in the field, Peterson, Ray, Dingler, and Fralick all looking to see if they can go for repeat wins. But with well over 25 cars here this afternoon, there's pretty good odds we're going to be getting what will be a legendary 8 different winner and still be left with no repeats at Talladega.
I was just looking over the field to see who was here to stick it out and to see if they could get their second win. Now, with that number of people we have on the track, there is, like you said, a very, very good chance that we'll get that second winner again here tonight. So, folks, if you've got someone in mind who you think might be going all the way a second time here, don't hesitate to let us know. But in the meantime, you know what? I'm not sure. I might be putting my money on Cole Fralick here tonight to pull off his second in a row.
Most of the time, the weather doesn't tend to impact racing all that much, at least track temp wise. Yeah, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a bit of a hot track in most places, but here at Talladega, not going to be much of an impact. What you really got to look out for is the winds, right? 11 miles an hour blowing off to the south. That means you're going to be getting one hell of a tailwind coming down to the turn number 3.
Oh, man, and that tailwind, when you come down off turn number 3 and that hits you right in the back of the car, there's, in any other track, you might think it's not going to be that big of a deal, but you catch it here like a sail, it's going to give you a little bit of a shove. It's something you have to account for. And so we're going to be keeping an eye on the wind speed as the night goes on, or as the afternoon goes on here. It's about 1 p.m. sim time, so not too far into the afternoon now, you can see. But yeah, not too bad conditions-wise. Besides that.
Well, we got ourselves with the field just about set to go as qualifying going to officially draw to a close, and it is high time that we take a rundown and see who's going to be starting where in a 32-car field here this afternoon from the Talladega Superspeedway. We'll kick things off with, of course, the front row, and it is the winner from 2 seasons ago at this very racetrack, Sean Bounty, will start his race from pole position with the Cornerstone Motorsports number 34. He starts alongside past Talladega winner Spencer Ray. Spencer Ray taking the win all the way back in season number 4. Back to the Xfinity cars here this year, home turf for him. These are the same cars he won that first race in almost 4 or 5 seasons ago. 3,002nd off pole position. 6th now off the mark. It's the last winner out here. Colt Fraley, he starts in 3rd alongside Conor LaFrance. LaFrance has not won here, but he is looking to win here today, so he can try to lock himself in with some more points and continue to close in that points gap to Colt Fraley. Row 3 on the grid. You got yourself Dustin Reinstadel for Team Cornerstone coming in hot here with the number 11. The Puttview number 11 car starts in 5th alongside Grant Peterson in 6th. Right now, top 7 cars, all within just half a single tenth of a second from pole position. Joseph Blogger running some new looks on his car for the Aspiration Homes number 10. He starts alongside Brett Ruckers, number 69. Row 5 on the grid, that is going to be Tyler Herman and James Silvers of Chrono Storm Motorsports. James Silvers, another driver that has not won here at Talladega. He's looking to see if he's got an effort to go at it here this afternoon.
Moving right along to the 6th row, I believe. We've got Stefan Purcell there in the 11th place spot with Wes Wigan in the 12th place spot. Sliding on is Austin Gaccione. Gaccione, am I pronouncing that right? I want to make sure I say that right. The 13. And Justin Ray in the 14th spot on the grid there in the 38 machine. Michael Garone, last week's winner, 15th right now with Justin Wilson, 16th. Ninth row, Albert Williams in 17th with Chase Wright in the 18th spot. And rounding out your top 20, it's Jacob Noyes and Sean Kaiser.
Coming in, row number 11, it's Matt Grenier alongside Austin McColgan for the Shake and Bake Racing crew. Row 12 on the grid, you got Terrell Wheel of Railjar Motorsports alongside Maxwell Kroll in 24th. Cody Anderson starts in 25th spot alongside Dylan Wilbers for MWMF Motorsports. 27th to 28th holds Robert Peterson and Ryan Dingler. Dingler did not put down a qualifying effort. He has not won here since season number 1. Hunter Thoreau starts 29th alongside Clinton Sneed. And then rounding out the field, it's going to be Bear Morton and Jacob Miralez. So the 32 car field making their way to the back straightaway, and obviously, Joe, the big question, I think, on everybody's mind right now, they're going to be thinking for attrition here. That's always a big, big factor when you get these giant grids here at Talladega, right? And we know the stories. It's never a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
It is a matter of when, and attrition is the name of the game. How many out of 32 will make it across the finish line? It's only 60 laps, boys, but it's going to be a slobber knocker potentially, so it is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. I think that everyone wants to try to make it across the finish line, though, so let's see how long they can hold off the inevitable.
And sometimes they say it's not even a matter of when the big one happens, it's how many times will it happen. I think we might be in that boat here, with us having a 32-car grid this afternoon. Drivers looking to see who can come home as repeat winners here this afternoon. Grant Peterson, Robert Peterson, Ryan Dingler all come in here with multiple Superspeedway wins under their belt. Grant Peterson has never won here, but he has won twice at Daytona. This be the afternoon of the number 52. Well, the field going to make their way in towards the Tri-Oval. Still a long way to go, though, before they hit the United Rentals restart zone. We're happy, as always, you join us for racing action here on this beautiful Tuesday night. Sean Boundy with the lead of the race coming in to the restart zone. Green flags out. It's go, go, go with Alabama.
Bad launch from the top. Look at that, and the number 6 on the outside. That's Spencer Ray with a decent amount of speed. He's about a car length up. Not quite, though. Not going to be able to move down if that's his plan as we get things started here at Talladega.
Firing down the back straightaway as they make their way into the Alabama gang super stretch 2 by 2 as the field cycles on through. And now cruising back into turn number 3. It is still double five for the lead of the race. The field up to speed for the first time at over 190 miles an hour through turn numbers 3 and 4. Off of the final corner, who will lead lap number 1 at the line? Sean Boundy trying to pull clear for the inside, but that outside lane holding strong still. It is Sean Boundy to lead the way at the end of lap number 1.
And bouncing around just a little bit behind Sean Bounty, it's Cole Freilich looking for his second win here. He's trying to keep it steady there behind Bounty, but he's having, a little bit of trouble. Both of them are. Bounty just a little bit of a loss of stability there. That loss of stability is going to cost the inside line some serious speed now, as the outside, led by Spencer Ray and Connor LaFrance, take things away, leading all the way up. The 32 of Grant Peterson moves forward and slides down in front of Sean Bounty.
Right now, we're seeing All-American Motorsports, Eastern Stars Motorsports, and Badger Racing all forming up on a little bit of a pseudo-alliance here to try and pounce on the Cornerstone Motorsports crew. Sean Bound is not happening. He wants to jump up to the top side. He's going to take Cole Freilich with him. They'll work their way into the third lane, and Sean Bounty trying to get the drive back around Spencer Ray, but this time, Ray leads the second lap to green. And we are underway. That officially our first bout of fastest laps here today. Right now, that lap held by Bear Morton at 50.666. And all 32 cars started this race, all 32 on your screen.
That's awesome. The fastest lap was so far back in the field, around number 26. These guys are cooking. Everybody up here at the front's doing around 51.1, something around that. Spencer Ray now out in front with Connor LaFrance still. It's just not quite Sean Bounty's game right now. He's up there, getting a little bit of a blink from his part. The guy pushing behind him, that's Cole Freilich. Cole Freilich briefly out of the picture, but he's back. Sean Bounty is using that top line speed, and that's where the speed seems to be there, if you can find it.
Hold on, trouble in the background as Matt Grenier going hard into the wall, taking past Talladega winner Ryan Dingler with them. Caution comes out. Jacob Miralles is in it as well. And yellow flag number one on just the fourth lap of this race. A three-car crash at the tail of the field, and a tough break for Ryan Dingler. Again, we were talking about this before. Hasn't won here since season number one, and unless he can get that damage fixed, he's going to be waiting a little bit longer.
Yes, he is. And you can see Grenier getting into Dingler just a little bit, unfortunately. It looks like Dingler was we'll take a look at that. When he came down, you can see he's just a little bit out of line. Just not out of line per se, but he's further down on the inside than I think that he was expected to be. And then just that little bit of instability, and the two cars meet.
And nowhere for Jacob Miralles to go, came flying in. Robert Peterson in the AMD 97 did a pretty good job to get around that unscathed. That is, that's a peak Talladega incident, and I want to take a closer look at that when we can. First, let's look at this at speed, and then we'll watch to see if anybody's going to brave pit stops here this early in the game. There you see the lick up into the outside wall, and there's the hit from Miralles. Miralles arguably got some of the worst out of that, as he had the whole front hood pop up over his car, but the field working their way through turns, down the Alabama game super stretch right now. And do you reckon anybody comes down, tries to play some fuel games here early on?
It's, you know what, it's early enough in a short race that someone could try to short it early and just think, you know what, I'm going to be that guy who's 5 laps ahead of everybody else on the strategy.
Sorry, we've had a separate crash happen under the yellow flag here. Bear Morton was not involved at all in this. And this is supposedly on the replay of what happened. It looks like he may have had a hardware failure, right? He blinked out in the middle of 1 and 2, and it looks like he's just gone down and hit the inside wall.
That's really unfortunate. Yeah. That blink took him right out of the business, and then he came back in on the green. But Barrett Morton briefly in touch with the Phantom Zone.
Well, some drivers are coming down. Sean Bounty going to lead in a handful of them. And in fact, really about the back half of the field all coming in. And I kind of agree with this from the back porch of the field, right? You're already at the tail end. You may as well try to get a leg up a strategy if so many other drivers are doing it. So about half the field coming in, half the field staying out. So we're going to have about a 3-lap deficit. The top 12 make that top 13 have all opted to stay out. Some drivers even taking tires. Wes Wiegand taking tires for him. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure why you would take tires unless you just forgot to uncheck them. But fuel only for most. Now, What I really want to do, I want to back that I want to back up to that yellow flag one more time, but we're going to take a look at this one from the air here, Joe. And I want to really highlight something in the tri-oval that really leads to how this is all started out, right? So watch where Grenier is, right? See right here, see that fourth lane, bit of a half lane open up on the inside, right? Grenier is kind of straddling that line here. Dingler's trying to clear down. Now watch right here as they come out of the tri-oval. You're going to see how this lane goes, it disappears, and it starts to blend into the rest of the racetrack. The racing surface tightens up to make way for the pit exit, and those two lines just come together.
Yeah. Yeah, that fourth lane really does make a big difference there as it sort of blends in. I can see that much clearer from up here at this blimp angle here.
Well, when you're in the car, right, it's so subtle that you don't even really realize it. Even from the TV cameras, you really only can't get a good angle on that from high above, you know, looking down on everything. So it's one of those things. You're not going to notice that going at 190 miles an hour, and that's obviously one of those hindsight 2020 incidents. That's why I'm saying that's just a Talladega incident. Neither driver did anything particularly wrong. It's just two lines that happen to go together, and, well, one of the lines was disappearing.
Yeah, they were not parallel. It looked like parallel lines, but the drivers did not realize that they were not parallel.
Should get the one-to-go signal this time by. Of course, once again, there is one stage in this race, or really two stages in this race, but the top 10 points will be awarded at the end of lap 21. So that'll be at the start of lap 22. So once lap 21 draws to a close, the top 10 points will be awarded. And assuming we're not under yellow flags already, we will stay green, and the top 10 will remain rewarded in points. So R13 pace car has the lights off, and we are getting set to go back to green flag racing here this afternoon. Spencer Ray will have the lead. Conor LaFrance alongside Cole Freilich back at third. And he's got Grant Peterson as the main pusher for Conor LaFrance.
Peterson's back there. I think he is he on our list of people who have yet to win here? I think so.
Grant Peterson?
Yeah.
Yes, he has won at Daytona twice, but he has never won at Talladega.
Okay. Puts all the more pressure on him to maintain that good position he's been able to get up here at the front. These guys have been racing pretty clean. That action we saw was in the far back of the race. Now, we knew that the fastest lap was found back there by Merrick Morton earlier, that 50 that he pulled off. But let's see if the guys up at the front can keep that sportsmanship that we've seen so far as they've been shuffling around a little bit and trying to figure out who's going to be leading this race as we get closer and closer to the double digits of the lap counter.
Grant Peterson has, in fact, never even finished inside the top 5 at Talladega. The closest he's come is double sixth place finishes, both of those in 2023. He has also finished in 7th place in 2022, 8th place 2021, a 15th place finish in 2022, and the last time we were out here, he finished 14th. So credit to Grant Peterson, right? He has never won a race here. He's never finished the top 5, but he's never DNF from a race either. He has always been in the race somewhere from here to the end.
Yep, that's how you get points on the board, and that's how you avoid being known as not being known, basically.
Well, the field going to make their way into the tri-oval. We kind of lucked out with not getting a big yellow flag and a multi-car crash on the first yellow flag. We'll see if the field's going to tempt fate with that again as Anthony United enters restart zone. Green flag is back in the air, and Spencer Ray is going to jump back to it.
Down to the inside. Far to the inside goes Tyler Hurlbut.
Yeah, Tyler Hurlbut doesn't want to stick around up front. He's content to slide to the back, but that is discombobulating a lot of the field. Look at the gap between Chase Wright and Austin Gassiot.
Yeah, massive shakeup on the top line there. The huge gap that's formed now. There's now 2 packs, basically. One pack is being, well, no longer led by Spencer Ray. Ray down on the inside there. Conor LaFrance, though, is out in front. LaFrance moves down to the inside, takes the lead from Ray cleanly. And now it's LaFrance's race.
Joseph Plager went 3 wide up top, and that kind of dragged back this pack and allowed for Chase Wright to get the rest of the pack to close on up. So We're going to quickly reform and should get 2 lanes going here pretty quickly. In fact, that outside lane starts to make much more ground. We could have seen 3 wide open up here early on, but Peterson leads the first lap back to green as we start working lap number 9.
I can see a lot of uncertainty right here in these 2 lines, right around position 7, 8, 9. There's a lot of uncertainty. LaFrance up to the top. There it is. There it is.
Hold on. Look out.
There it is.
Grant Peterson going around. He's going to go hard into the outside wall. The field scrambles behind. Thrower down the inside. Someone has smoked the inside wall. Joseph Plogger in the mix. Peterson slides to a stop. And somehow that wasn't the big one that we were waiting for.
That was a medium one, though. That was a pretty sizable one, I gotta say, man.
Talk about lucky there for the field. That could have been disastrous for everybody involved.
Whew.
Take another look back here, and we'll watch the melee develop on the back straightaway. Kind of started up with Grant Peterson, didn't it, as they got up and into the outside wall. Right here, watch the run coming. I mean, Grant Peterson didn't want to really live for Connor LaFrance. Gassio, not realize what was happening, pushed him into it. And then a big lick into the outside wall there. Watch Baron Morton behind. He's the one that went spearing down and slammed the inside wall. Man, the 19 just getting around that.
Barely.
That is a hard hit into the wall for Hunter Thrower as well. Baron Morton, again, you saw him take a huge wallop into the fence as well.
What a wallop it was. I saw, there was something in the air. I could just tell with that situation that was forming, but it was a little bit further up the field, actually, than even I was assuming when it finally happened. But it was that uncertainty. It was that decision, I think, was maybe LaFrance contributed a little bit to it with his move up to the top, caused a bit of a checkup.
Jacob Noyes, you saw him collect quite a piece of this. And, yeah, LaFrance definitely going up top is what triggers all of this because, I mean, Gassio just pushes Grant Peterson into it and then watch as everything kind of crumbles here. Thrower and Plogger going to spin down to the inside. They're going to slam the inside wall. Maxwell Kroll just gets around it. There's a hit that Noyes took. That's going to damage the front end. And then Peter's going to come down across the racetrack. And same for Cody Anderson. Lucky to get through that in the number 20. Let's ride on board here with Maxwell Kroll's number 19 as he is just barely going to slip down to the inside with a last-minute course correction. And that sees him all the way up into 10th place now.
We are eyes on from Kroll's point of view. Whoa.
Good heads up there.
Yeah, head on a swivel.
And then this was the impact that Hunter Thrower is going to take into the inside wall. Pushing it by Joseph Plogger, and bam!
Whoa, wow.
Devastating impact for Hunter Thrower, who got a nasty piece of that as well. So 2 cautions in very rapid succession, and a host of drivers again coming down pit road. Still have 1st through 7th and then 9th that have all stayed out. Ryan Dingler, along with Maxwell Kroll, also did not come down pit road this time by, so they are out about 6 on a 6-lap stint. Everyone else looks like they've split the stint right around in thirds at this point. By the way, welcome on board to the folks tuning in from the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series of the National Superspeedway, as that race has just drawn to a close. We are under caution flight number 2 at the Talladega Superspeedway. 2 of them coming out early on. No big ones yet. We had a 3-car pileup on lap 6 and no 5 or a 6-car pileup here on lap number 9. Still have, out of the 32 cars that started, 30 of them officially still circling the racetrack.
The attrition begins. Just a little bit, though. It's not, and it wasn't quite enough on that last one to knock out too many, I think, too many cars. Everyone from it was just still driving. I think Baron Morton there is still a ways back, unfortunately, and Hunter Thrower is going to have You know, he's going to have a lot of his work cut out for him trying to bounce back from that one. But yeah, down only about 3 cars. Still going to go one more round, though. I think the lights are going to go off in the pace car. There it goes. We've got 1 to green here at Talladega right now. Lap 12 of 60. Pushing our way through 2.66 miles every time around.
And once again, stage points will be tabulated at the end of lap 21, aka the start of lap 22, just past the 1/3 mark. So we'll have effectively 9 laps to go in stage number 1. Once the field does go back to green, and again, a very tense championship situation as things stand, and you wonder if maybe some of that championship aggression is what's causing some of this. Because the Cotto de France, he got into the lead. He was rather desperate to keep the lead. I would not be surprised if we saw him taking similar action to bring out another one. But he's got to be careful not to do that too many times, right? Because, I mean, you do that enough, people are going to stop wanting to work with you. Because, you know what they sometimes say, right? Drivers sometimes aren't the sharpest knives, but they do have very long memories.
Yes, they do. The book of grudges is very thick when it comes to drivers. And new stuff gets written into it all the time. And LaFrance has all the time in the world to earn his own entry. And he could earn it tonight at Talladega with a few more of those lane changes, unfortunately. When you change a lane to the top lane, though, you kind of expect the guy to try to maintain speed. But I often see it that when you do that lane change, you just at first lose a little bit of speed. And if you don't account for it, you end up with a situation like we just had. So let's keep our fingers crossed that doesn't happen a second time here.
Lap 13 will be the restart as the IC pace car pulls back down to pit road. Cotto de France continuing to lead the way up front. Spencer Ray 2 is outside. Frelick, Gassion 3 and 4. Chase Wright and Justin Wilson back on road number 3. Green flag is back out in the United Rentals restart zone. And LaFrance once again leads us back. Oh no, and well, already problems on the front. Clinton Steed and Sean Kaiser with big collisions. And caution flag coming out immediately. Did Plogger get in that at all? Looking like he may have, and wow. The caution flag did not take long to come out that time. That came out almost immediately. What in the world happened back here?
Watch this from Dylan Wilbur's perspective.
There's Dylan Wilbers. He's the quad lock number 21, that blue and black car in the outside line right in front of the Home Depot duo, Clinton Sneed and Grant Peterson. They're there. At this point, they're going. They've already launched. Oh, man.
See, they were right there.
Did he miss a shift?
I don't know what happened, but it caused a big checkup. He tried to get out of line. He knew something was off, and then the 49 just came down. And Clinton Sneed just got a massive chunk bit out of him.
He actually got more damage from that than the actual impact.
Oh my goodness, yeah. So I think it may have started there a little bit.
And there's no noticeable check with the outside line. I mean, look at how the car just bogs down. I think he missed a shift.
Yeah, maybe.
Kaiser rebounds off the inside wall and just no brakes. It's kind of inexcusable for Sean Kaiser, honestly. I'm sure that Clinton is not going to be happy with him when he saw that. I mean, there's a whole infield there. I don't know why he needed to drive right into him, but then this is the look with Wilbur. This is on board. Let's listen in. Oh, he shifted up in a fourth. No, okay, this is weird. So he shifts into third, but then he gets off the throttle. I don't know what to make of that one. Again, hardware failure? It wouldn't be the first one we've seen tonight.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't hear anything other than a very good, heartfelt apology from Wilbers over the driver radio quickly as it was happening. He said, "Oh, sorry guys," it's something along those lines. I didn't catch the rest of it as we were doing our calls, but he knew something was up, and he was very quick to say that he knew that it was likely stemming from him. Some of the stuff that was that just went on right after that.
That's a weird one. 3 cautions in effectively back-to-back-to-back succession here today. The lights remain on aboard the iRacing pace car. We're going to take ourselves with a jump back as we are under the yellow flag for the first time here this afternoon. When we return, racing action continues on Green Flag TV. Stay with us in Talladega.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Talladega Superspeedway, where race and action is getting set to continue in just a little while here. A rash of cautions to kick off the Redneck 160 here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Once again, my name is Ola Bemble alongside Joe LaCastro, bringing you all the race and action from start to finish here on Talladega night here for the OMSRL Gold Series presented by Sim Racer Hub. 1 lap to green here, Joe, and what do you think? Did we get a green flag run in this time around?
I'm going to say yes because I am the ever optimist, and I got to be the one guy who does. I got to say, yeah, I got to say, let's get another green flag run under our belts here. We've just filtered it out a little bit. You know, we got some of the action kind of shaken up here. LaFrance, is there a lesson to be learned here? I guess we're going to have to find out, because right now he's starting on the inside, and if he makes his move back up to the outside this time, it's going to be Ray who pays the price. So we're at the, you know what? I'm going to say that LaFrance is going to hold on to the inside maybe just a little bit longer, but if he sees an opportunity for speed, if he gets passed up again, everything's off the table.
Just over a quarter of the way through this race, and we will have 5 laps to go in stage 1 this time by. Carlton Hope Hefner, one of the drivers not here this afternoon, Joe, watching along from Curacao this afternoon. And he is in the 99 cam for Jacob Miralez. So, yeah, that's a fair enough excuse not to visit. What, you didn't want to take your entire racing rig with you on vacation?
Right, backing up the wheel and the chair and
not
the
a
pedals
true gamer, honestly. Not a, for shame, Colton, not a true gamer.
Couldn't find the rig in Curacao to borrow from somebody? But seriously, have a lovely time. Glad you're here to watch the race.
So the field getting set to go at it here this time by as the pack is going to work into the United Rental Resource Zone. Green flag is back in the air and racing action resumes here this afternoon.
And these restarts have been something. I got to say they've been across the field. They've been more or less even. We haven't had too many, like we did have just recently a hardware failure, but we haven't seen anything like wheel spinning or any missing shifts. The whole field seems to want to lurch forward all about the same time here. The France having to deal with that now has Ray chomping at his heels from the outside line. Ray is leading Fralick right now, and Fralick is leading Dingler, who is up here. Our first ever season 1 Talladega winner is up here trying to get his second win.
And remember, this is after getting collected in our first caution of the night back on lap number 6 of the race. So how quickly things can change at the biggest, baddest track on the NASCAR calendar. Spencer Ray leads the first laps to green. 4 laps to go in stage 1.
A lot of movement right now again up here in the front. Ray kind of bouncing around just a little bit, having a little bit of trouble finding that stability there. Could be the wind hitting the track. We mentioned that. It's going to catch some of these guys like a spoiler, and it's going to just move them around. Oh, look at this on the outside, though. High on the outside. That's the 66 of Garone.
Last week's winner, Michael Garone, taking his first ever win in OMSRL competition. Wanting to go to the point as he's to the outside of Dustin Reinstedel. Garone going to have to jump back in line. No, he can't, though. The problem is he's got no help up top, so an attempted offense is going to turn into a botched defensive zone. Now he's got one driver, Boston McColgan, going up to help him, but it's too little too late at this point in time. Still too wide for the lead of the race. New fastest lap of the way, it's James Silvers.
I was wondering just about when someone was going to either help him or he was going to make his way back into the line. McColgan out there again, like you said, just a little bit late. Just a little bit late on that. But back here up at the front of the race, we got Spencer Ray and LaFrance, Colin LaFrance side by side, neck and neck, going around 3 and 4, coming back around here. They have been absolutely just juking it out here as we've gone green for the last lap or two. Keeping it clean. Oh, no!
Oh, look out! Oh, my goodness. A huge hit to the outside wall, and we got multiple cars around on the front straightaway, and that is not going to be a caution flag somehow. We stay green. Drivers are still racing. Kroll's got a meatball flag, and it's about a 7-car breakaway at the head of the field. Coming to the final lap in stage 1 this next time by.
Wow, my jaw is on the floor right now. I can't believe we are not going for our next yellow right now. That was a massive mashup back there. Just a slobber knocker, as good old JR would like to say. And I thought for sure we were going to see our next yellow, but instead, up here in the front, we've got that, like you said, this 7-car breakaway. And it's still happening here with Spencer Ray leading things out. Cole Fralick now, Ray with a little bit of contact from LaFrance.
Final lap in stage number 1. Spencer Ray continuing to lead the way. Cole Fralick trying to see if he's got an effort up top. Oh, a big bump from Ryan Dingler nearly sends the 15 around. Colin LaFrance trying to look for the middle line, but these guys on the outside are keeping him hemmed in. He's got nowhere to go but to try and push Spencer Ray clear. Justin Wilson up top. You've also got Chase Wright and Austin Gassion down low. Coming around in the turn numbers 3 and 4, looking for the green checker this time by. End of stage number 1. No competition. Spencer Ray is going to hold on, and he'll take the stage 1 win. And I believe Colin LaFrance closes the points lead to Cole Fralick by a 1 by stealing it away. Second place. Let's take a look at what happened on the front straightaway about 5 laps ago. I mean, talk about a melee on the front straightaway, and how this wasn't a caution is beyond me. as a lot of drivers getting caught up in that whole disaster.
So many cars down to the inside, the 19 trading places on the track.
And it started, Cody Anderson with a huge bump to the back of Justin Reinstedel. That's what really kind of kicked all that off. Albert Williams with a phenomenal save on the inside of the racetrack, right on board with the number 22. He's just going to get clipped here, right there. Look at the wheel works. Keep that car out of the inside wall. Wow.
Just what timing. Just perfect timing with wheel manipulation there to keep that out the wall. Like you said, very impressive considering the circumstances there. Look here, these 7 cars out here in the front, they have formed a conga line now. Bit of a locomotive situation.
Yeah, no surprises here, right? The stage is over. There's no need to push the car all that much. And it's a similar story back here in the secondary pack. James Silvers, Sean Bounty, Robert Peterson, Noyes, Garone, Reinstedel, Anderson, Hurlbut all in the mix. And then here's the third pack, headed up by Justin Ray. This one's got Wigan, Williams, Thrower, Purcell, Kaiser, Sneed, Peterson, Grenier, and Wheeler all in the mix. So 3 distinct packs, separated by about 6 seconds apiece as a result of the carnage on the front straightaway. And honestly, unless they get a yellow flag, this is how they're going to run until the final laps.
Yeah. I think everyone, we're fuel-wise, are we good to make it? I mean,
oh, absolutely not, especially for drivers that haven't pit yet.
I was going to say, I don't think so. There's going to be some pit stops at least. So this is good. There's going to be some mix-ups here. It's going to be some mix-ups, but this is going to be how it's going to be for a while. That's for damn sure.
Well, Hunter, you see Hunter kind of wriggling around in the mix there, and there goes Ryan Dingler up to the top side. So Dingler wants to lead the way as he tries to become the first repeat winner here at the Talladega Superspeedway, and it would be his first win at Talladega since season number 1, way back in ye olden days before OMSRL had any broadcasting of any kind. That was all the way back in season number 1 on October 19th of 2021. So closing in on almost 4 years to the day when Dingler won his last race here.
Just as Dingler was getting his hopes up that maybe the outside line would be his ticket to the front, Conor LaFrance slides up to the outside and says, I'll take some of that speed if you've got some on hand. And he uses it to propel himself out in the front. But Dingler now up to the outside with Freilich in tow.
Dingler jumps up to the outside. Cole Freilich pushing in clear for the race lead. They're both going to jump down across the nose of Conor LaFrance. So there's a lot of movement still going on up here for the lead of this pack. And it's a similar story in pack 2, right? You got drivers like Sean Bounty jumping out of the line, trying to move in the front. I'm sure this third pack here, they're running single file right now because they're just trying to see, hey, maybe we can go out here and close in on these guys when they start to fight it out with one another. Now Cole Freilich tried to go for the lead himself. No one went with him, and he's fallen back into the clutches of Justin Wilson.
Wilson thinking about putting it 3 wide, maybe.
Nah, he's not going to risk that. He's just making sure he doesn't run him over mid-corner. They're both going to get in line on the inside.
Very good. That's going to leave Ryan Dingler unchallenged. Well, from the right side at least. From behind, he's definitely got some challenge from Conor LaFrance. But that's going to leave Ryan Dingler out in front of this race right now. 27 places up from where he started it.
You ride aboard with Austin Gassion as he's just taking his time in the midst of this battle. Checking out how that second pack's doing for a little while here. James Silvers, Robert Peterson, and more continuing to run single file. The gap here has grown to 7.8 seconds up to the top 7 here. So these guys are not really close. In fact, they're only continuing to drop back more and more as time moves along. Once again, Cole Fralick trying to go to the front. And this time, Justin Wilson's going to jump up there with him. But again, I think it might have been too little too late. Chase Wright going up the side, drafting back.
Let's see there. I see Cole Fralick still trying to get back up to the front. He lost a lot of speed earlier, but he's going to earn it back a little bit. Trying to catch a side draft here now off the inside line.
So Fralick going to continue to power his way up to the point as he's got Spencer Ray and Austin Gassion alongside. Tyler Hurlbut starting to drop back in the third group of the race. So Tyler Hurlbut evidently not wanting anything to do with the front runners as he is going to slip backwards in the upstate elevator number 87. So drops down to 25th on the grid, and we'll see if he's tucked in line in time or if he's going to end up losing the draft as a result of that late correction.
Looks like he's going to stay just close enough to stay in the bubble.
Back up to the front. I mean, the duo of Fralick and Wilson continuing to try and make moves, and it looks like Chase Wright thinking about going up there with him, but in fact, we're going to chop down in front of Wright, kind of stem the bleeding here.
Yeah, just a little bit of that. It's not a bad idea for these guys to abandoning the top line a little bit, but gaining some saving here, gaining the ability to save a little bit, gaining the ability to, appreciate the cars cutting through the air ahead of them. As very high to the outside right now. Who's out there? Justin Wilson's behind him. Chase Wright briefly, very high to the outside. And now Wright's going to stay tucked back in.
Kind of clipped the apron there for a little bit. I don't think Chase Wright's very... I mean, look at that 30 car. That car is all over the shot here. I don't think he's feeling very comfortable in his Kart Sim Performance number 30 right now.
Way to put it. Something is uncomfortable about the decisions he's made. It feels like just uncertainty is sort of driving some of his decisions here in that car. Because once again, we see way high to the outside goes Michael Garone back in his pack.
Garone was up.
Slides to the back of the pack.
Garone was up near the front right. He wants to jump back, make sure he can save some fuel. Doesn't want to be caught out. And that's a lot of what we're seeing right now, right? Is drivers that don't want to necessarily lead the field here. So here we go as Cole Fralick, Justin Wilson, and Chase Wright going to keep up the fight here. And now a 3-car train on the outside. Fralick able to get around Ryan Dingle for the lead of the race that time by. And they'll have to go 3 wide with lap traffic in the form of Joseph Plogger here, who stays right by the wall. No issues there. And they're 2 by for the lead. All things considered, right? I mean, it's a bit of a light pack for the lead in battles, but they're still putting on a show.
Putting on an excellent show right now. We've been watching this pack here. I've been watching Justin Wilson in the 50 there. The Days of Thunder car. He's been keeping it cool as best he can, but it feels like he's just a tightly coiled cobra sitting there behind Fralick, just trying to find a way around.
Conor LaFrance jumping up to the outside, puts them 3 wide for the lead. Gassion goes up the middle to link up with his teammates. Boy, a desperate block up top, trying to keep the run away from Fralick, and it didn't go to plan. Couldn't clear, and now they're stuck 3 by 3 wide for the top spot. And all 7 cars all of a sudden under a blanket, 3 on the bottom and 2 in each lane above them.
That's freaky. This is doable at Talladega. It's definitely doable here, but it's not tenable in the long run. So the question is, who's going to break first? And I think it's going to end up being Fralick and Wilson, unfortunately, as it looks like Fralick now comes all the way down to the inside line.
Yeah, unfortunately, that highest run on the outside line just not viable. So at the end of the day, the attempted defense from LaFrance and Gassion paid off, but that got ugly there for a minute. Now LaFrance jumps down low, and they're going to look to control both lanes for Eastern Stars Motorsports, but Cole Fralick, he's had his fair share of run-ins with the Eastern Stars guys, so I'm sure he's going to be keen to get out of this as soon as he can.
Just about. Speaking of keen to get out of the situation, Spencer Ray down there in the back with Chase Wright right behind him.
That was smart from Cole Fralick, what he just did there. He actually recognized that Gassion was trying to control both lanes. So he said, no, you're not going to play that game with me. He pretty much forcefully shoved him clear, which forced Gassion to jump down low. Now, Eastern Stars has no authority on the outside line anymore. Now, the problem is Fralick so far has not been able to capitalize, but they might be able to do something here with Ryan Dingler jumping up to help them out.
I was about to use that exact word, capitalize. Can they capitalize? Now that they've got the shot, now they've got ownership of the outside line, can they use it in a way that's constructive to them up here at the front of the field right now? You can see Fralick here really desperate to use that speed. He really wants to.
And I know we haven't really talked about a whole lot of the other packs in this field, right? But they're all just running single file, just minding their business. These guys, though, there is absolutely no work being done between these guys. And, you know, for all the fighting, you would expect the second pack to be closing in, right? They haven't, though. These guys have been pulling away. They're up to a 13-second gap now.
They're all racing like, you know, I was going to say that at first they were racing like it was towards the last lap of the race, and now I think they are again. Like, for only a small portion of this race was this front pack ever in a single file situation. They have been racing side by side for the majority of tonight's race.
It's an interesting dynamic that they got going in here, right? None of these guys are necessarily friends on the racetrack, save for the one in the 88 who are obviously teammates down there. But you know, it's interesting, right? You see these little like mini alliances ebb and flow as time goes along. They're kind of using each other to get the front. It's just a case of they can't really agree on who should be leading this front pack. Critically as well right now, by the way, they are lapping almost 0.7 of a second faster than 8th place on down. A little bit of brief movement back here as well in that third grouping, but so far, I mean, all the actual fights for position, it's up front.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where the battles are happening. That's where the action is at. Coming to France, kind of feel a little trapped, I'm sure, right now, stuck on the inside of Ryan Dingler and Cole Fralick. He's looking for any way to get around number one of Gassion. Can he do it? When he gets under his bumper, it's going to be food for everyone though.
Lap number 38 is what they are working right now, and these guys are going to be getting to the end of their fuel runs as well. Keep in mind, it's not going to be long before we see these guys being forced into pit road. Some of these guys going on, they have not even come down pit road yet, so we're going to be seeing these guys pitting any time now, and the only driver in here that could go a few extra laps is Ryan Dingler, but he's got no incentive to stay out here because no one else is going to be staying out with him.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I think that this whole pack is going to probably end up going down pit road together. Regardless of where people are sitting on the strategy, they're going to see it happen, and they're going to want this kind of racing to continue on the other side of pit road.
By the way, you're seeing the secondary pack here. The third and second trains have actually formed up together, which is what leads to some of this double file here, because the front runners of that third group have actually tried to make up ground here. So Justin Ray, Wes Wigan, and I think that is Albert Williams up top, all trying to make some moves here. But that is the second and third trains that have managed to link up. Oh, heads up, James Silver is down onto the apron for a brief moment. And Mike Perone going to jump up high to help out that second grouping here. So we're starting to see some momentum building here on this second pack as well.
And we mentioned the momentum is building on that second pack. We also mentioned that the gap was increasing between the second pack and the first pack. And right now, it's sitting at about a 15-second gap between the two. And it is still somehow steadily increasing. So even though those guys back there are forming up and they're putting on a much better situation for each other in terms of their race, they need to turn around their overall momentum. Their change in speed is in the negative, and it needs to be something in the positive.
Albert Williams, that third car on the outside, the black and green number 22, he's in a bit of trouble here because he is not on fuel side with everybody else here. He and Terrell Wheeler both in this pack have not come down to pit road yet, so we're expecting them down to pit road within the next 5 laps or so here, and no one else is going to be going down with them. So those are 2 drivers that could very well find themselves in a heap of mess here as they get set to come down pit road in just a little while. And keep in mind, right, once the top runners come in, these guys, these are going to be the ones fighting for the lead.
No, that's true. That's very true. And then strategy is going to play its course, but some of these guys are going to have some interesting ways to play with what they've got left, I think. And we're going to see, I think that when it comes down to the wire, we're going to see some very, very different names competing for the first place spot.
Jerome Reinstedel and Jacob Noyes all jumping up to the outside line as some ground is steadily being lost here in the middle of this group. And quite a few drivers actually started to fracture apart here in the second pack. Again, I'm curious as to what is leading to some of these packs forming up here, but right now the top 7, they've all gone single file here, so a lot of the action has died off from your front runners as they also prepare for their first run of green flag stops coming up here.
Just any minute now, kind of waiting to see it happen. I want to watch Gazione pull off or someone behind him signal for it. We're on lap 42 now, so we got less than 20 to go. It's just about time to get things set up for the end of the race here.
And critical information here as well. That second pack is finally starting to close the gap back in. It just broke under 15 seconds again for the first time in a while. So Gazione, LaFrance, Ray, Freilich, Wilson, Dingler, and Wright remain in lockstep. There you see Terrell Wheeler fresh out of pit road, just behind, having just come down pit road. Albert Williams has not yet done so. He is still remaining in that second group, and we wait to see how the pit stop cycle is going to shake out.
Time will tell. That's basically all we've got right now as things continue here at Talladega Superspeedway. 60 laps is the name of the game. We are on 44 right now and churning through it. Currently race being led by Austin Gazione, Connor LaFrance, and Spencer Ray in second and third, lining things up here in the single file top of the line pack. Kind of the France. Knowing that France is a competitor. He's been the kind of guy who's gotten very close to other cars. He's
here we go.
Had some door touches, but here they come.
Not ever. Oh, look out! Freilich sideways on the way in, and what a catch for the 15 of Cole Freilich on pit entry. A wild pit stop for Cole Freilich on the way in, right on board.
My goodness. Yep, we gotta see this.
Good job. I mean, didn't even go over speed. Pretty much remained in lockstep with Spencer Ray. Didn't lose any time from that. And there goes by the second pack, blowing by them. As there's Justin Ray on the back straightaway, set to be the net race leader. As here comes Austin Gassione and Connor LaFrance, the E-Stars Motorsports teammates, stayed out an extra lap.
Down we go. Our race leaders no longer cycling out. This race is now going to be in the hands of Justin Ray and Wes Wagon.
15 laps the distance as Justin Ray, Wes Wagon continuing to lead the pack here. One by as they make their way to the back straightaway. Interesting enough, I'm curious as to why Justin Ray keeps moving up that little bit from the inside line, right? I mean, you'd think he's at risk of opening up the door to the inside, but I think he's actually trying to make sure that they don't think about going for a run on him on the outside instead.
Yeah, he's always been defensive during this race. I've been wondering the same thing myself. Where is all this serious defensiveness coming from? Is it just the fact that, you know, if you're not leading in Talladega, you're in serious trouble? Watching now, though. Lots of speed to be had. Justin Ray out in front. Wes Wagon in second. Albert Williams in third.
It'll be a 13-lap dash at the line, and here is that pack that just came down pit road, slowly but surely reforming here with Gassione of LaFrance just tagging onto the back of Freilich, Dingler, and Ray. And here comes Albert Williams coming down pit road. He cannot stay out any longer in the leading group, as he is also one of the last drivers that was yet to come down pit road. So a Baker's dozen to go. As Justin Ray continues to lead the way.
All right, Baker's dozen. That sounds solid to me, my man. Excellent descriptor. Justin Ray holding on to the lead. Just a little bit of a wiggle from Wes Wagon behind him, but everyone's just holding it down, making sure that they can make it across the finish line too, and in one piece right now. There's not as much challenge going on in the front pack as we were used to seeing during this race specifically, where the previous front line pack of 7 cars, those cars, even when they were all together, were challenging with the rest of the pack. They're challenging each other left, right. Right now, in the front of this race, though, it's a gentleman's game.
Well, we'll see how things are going to pan on out here, and we will seek to go full throttle on Green Flag TV. Let's ride on board with Sean Bowdy, and we'll show you what the interior of these race cars at Talladega look for a few laps. Well, that was going to be the plan at least, but pit stops are underway for the leading group here as Sean Kaiser, Jacob Noyes come down the pit road along with others. Kaiser's just struck the wall, and he's going to have to do a lot of reversing around to get that car sorted. That's going to cost him a good chance here on leading the leading pack here. And Joseph Plogger just left pit road and was black flagged in the process as he crossed up onto the racetrack.
Oh, man. Just as we thought things were going to settle in for a little bit, we have another situation that leads to a non-yellow. Yet again, we're flying through it. Ooh, lots of pitting going on right now.
Here comes everyone. Grenier into the back of Cody Anderson on the way in, but they're able to keep it straight, and we are 3 wide in pit road. Anderson in first, so he's not going to be a factor. And it looks like they'll be able to get that sorted just fine. So that shows that the front runners could not go the distance either. They pit with around 10 laps to go. Now, Purcell, Steed, Garone, they have all stayed out for an additional lap here. And there goes by the initial pack, headed up by right now by Spencer Ray, now running up in 7th.
Right now I'm watching the 4-car pack. Oh, there we go. Purcell heading down pit road himself.
And it looks like one driver there opted to stay out, but that does appear to have been a lap car. So that, we still got McColgan, Rucker, and Miralez that have got to come down pit road. Expect to see them at any time, but now there is the net race leader, Spencer Ray, continuing to lead the way. And right now, they've still got a 10-second gap back to Justin Ray and co.
That 10-second gap is going to be pretty tough to make up with less than 10 laps to go. I'm going to say it's going to be almost impossible.
So several drivers still making their way down and into the box. We got Brett Rucker leading the way up front, and he's going to end up losing out as Jacob Miralez and Austin McColgan both drive around the outside of him. All of this continues to allow Spencer Ray and co. to reel the gap in more and more. But remember, top 3 here do still have to come down pit road prior to the end of this race. This is going to get dicey as Spencer Ray and his pack forcing to go up high. No one wants to lift. And they're going to look to drive clear around the top.
Insane formation choice right there. The massive top line that's formed. Spencer Ray leading the charge here. The number 6. And there's a caution out.
Caution comes out with 8 laps to go. Cody Anderson down on the inside line is going to be the trigger. And it is just all gone to hell in the handbasket. This is going to be a wild final 5 laps or so of this race. Take a look at what happened here to Cody Anderson. And this is what brings the yellow flag out across the start-finish line. Matt Grenier looking to go around him, and was it a checkup on the inside line? Yeah, it was. Justin Ray got loose, and that starts to check the inside, and eventually things accordion, and big hit into the wall for Cody Anderson.
Ooh, look at that. Panels flying. That's ugly. That's just ugly.
That's a vicious hit into the wall, too, right? That's 190 miles an hour straight into a safer barrier. This is at speed and crunch. I mean, talk about a hit, right? I mean, that is never pleasant to get involved in an incident like that. This is going to be a look from the from one of the wall cameras here. You can see it right there. The big hit into the fence for the number 20 as he spun down the racetrack. It slides to a stop. On board with the number 20.
Here we go. Boom.
Oh, gosh. Doesn't get much harder than that. I mean, that popped the motor effective immediately. Now, I think we can expect to see a good chunk of drivers here coming down pit road.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we did, actually. There was a pretty good chunk of drivers that did take a chance that came down pit road. We're here on lap 50.
Well, the field coming down again, or several drivers coming down again. Austin McColgan is in with more. As they are all starting to cruise on into the box.
5 laps to go.
Well, they're going to make their way back out onto the racetrack, and it's looking like this one is going to end up being a 4-lap dash when we return to Green Flag Racing here in just a few moments. We're going to take ourselves with a brief step back. We return. Racing action continues in a moment with more on Green Flag TV. Stay with us. It's going to be a wild one.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Green Flag TV. Racing action set to resume with 4 laps to go here in the Redneck 160 at the Talladega Superspeedway. If you're just tuning in, my name is Little Rebel alongside Joe LaCastro. We bring you all of racing action from round number 10 of the OMSRL Gold Series presented by Sim Racer Hub. Joe, this race has been turned on its head. They'll go double file, and everyone packed up line astern. Call me crazy. I don't think we're finishing this race on regulation.
No, you see, I'm going to call you crazy here, my man, because you asked me if we were going to go green for a little while. I said we are, and we did. So I'm going to say that the coin is going to flip one more time in my favor, just because I've got the brass ones right now, and I'm feeling, you know, I think that my prediction is going to be strong. It's all I've got. I've got no actual evidence for it. But I'm just kind of hoping that these guys give us the exact same high-octane action that we've seen at the front of this race. We have never yet seen the guys at the front of this race let up. The entire course of this race, they've been racing like it's been the last lap. Let's see some more of that, at least over the last couple of laps here.
Remember, nobody has been a repeat winner in OMSRL history here at the Talladega Superspeedway. Right now, Spencer Ray on pole position. His last win here came back in Season 4. Dingler to his outside, his last win in Season 1. Cole Freilich back in 3rd. The defending winner at this racetrack. So 3 prior winners, including the defending winner. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The Iverson pace car pulls off. And we're getting set to make our way back into the United Rentals restart zone. They'll work their way around. And with 4 laps to go, green flag is back in the air.
All right. Look at that launch from Spencer Ray. He's going to take Freilich out. The 2 of them are going to try to get a little bit of distance on the bottom line. That's going to give Dingler a chance to maybe go down if he wants to, but I don't think he does. I think he wants to stay up top and try to get as much speed as he can to get to the front of this racetrack. LaFrance, though, is going to go down and become a part of that bottom line. Dingler is now a man alone and being hung out to dry. He might end up losing some speed or some positions, but with that side draft, he could stay. Nope. I think he's falling back now.
Back up to speed in turn number 3. Spencer Ray continues to lead the pack. Cole Fraley right behind him. Dingler's got some help. Oh, look out, is behind Justin Wilson. A bad bump for Robert Peterson. Gonna put it 3 wide. Grant Peterson bails out. He's gonna jump to the inside. Behind, almost more contact as the 57-7 Purcell gets shoved onto the apron. And still 3 wide, deeper in the field. We'll take 3 to go.
Lot of action, lot of activity. Here comes LaFrance up to the outside now, and then back down to the inside. The indecision, my man. He's not sure what he wants to do. What a big block he just threw. That block went nowhere as he's back down to the inside for the speed behind Fralick. Fralick now with potentially the block on the 38. But no, Justin Ray is going to push forward, getting a big push from the 4 of James Silvers. Here comes Justin Ray up next to Spencer Ray for the lead.
Still need to get another lap and a half in here, though, before we're going to be able to call this race official. Brett Ruggers into the fence behind. We'll keep tussling. There, look out! Sean Kaiser spins down to the inside. A big slide with the 24. He saves it and pulls it back up onto the front straightaway.
Excellent move. I saw that here. Just kept the car just barely under control after losing control. Well done. Up here at the front, though, Justin Ray is ahead far enough that he could close the door if he wanted to. I don't think he is. He's going to stay up there on the top line, get that push a little further from James Silver.
Oh, there we go!
Back in the back.
Big problems. Multiple cars spinning around to the back straightaway, and they're still colliding further up the road. Williams slides the inside, keeps it off the inside wall. Steen gets in it. Overall, I don't think anybody really had any big impacts, but that is going to force this race into overtime. Attempt number 1.
I'll admit it, I was wrong.
It's Talladega, man. Happens every time we come here, without fail.
You're right, you're right. Why should I even bet against fate is just what happens.
Take a look back, and this looked like it kind of collected Sean Bounty and a few others as they made their way to the back straightaway. So the outside lane starts to check, and it happens, I think, with Hunter throwing Austin McColgan. Yeah, right there. A bad bump and a big stack with the outside. Going to spin him down to the bottom. Noise gets collected. McColgan goes for a slide, and tell you what, a great save from Sean Bounty. 360 degrees and pulls it up, and then unfortunately up front, Williams just careened down the racetrack. Not sure where he thought he was going. Slammed into the door of Purcell and across the nose of Clinton Sneed. And he also keeps it just off of the inside wall.
And we can see that that was a very yellow flag worthy moment, if there ever was. Let's get a look here.
At speed, right in the middle of the pack there. Watch out with Williams here and how quick this car's going to come flying down the racetrack. I mean, what are you doing? This is on board with Clinton Sneed's number 49. Misses the first. Doesn't miss the second, though. Avoiding getting the worst of it, though, so there's small marks there. And then right aboard with Sean Bounty for this wild 360-degree save.
Yeah. Let's see it.
Out of nowhere, he's going to get hooked. Talk about some wheel work there for the 34.
Very impressive. Just really impressive wheel work, as you said. We've seen that all night tonight, though. These guys, the OMSRL guys, have been really showing off their skill behind the wheel with some of these saves, especially tonight. I think I've seen more excellent saves and more points of view of guys just with excellent timing, with the right touch. It's all come together for multiple drivers here tonight. as this is a challenging track, and we've seen a lot of really, really impressive driving.
So a breakdown on overtime for those that are not familiar. Typically, this would be the final lap that we're working right now, but because a caution came out before the white flag, we are going to add 2 more laps onto the race once we go green. Now, if we get to the final lap on that restart attempt, then the race will be declared official, and whatever happens on that final lap happens. But if we don't make it back to the white flag, we'll reset and we'll try it again for another attempt. We have 3 attempts at overtime, and if we don't make it through the 3rd attempt, this race will finish under the caution flag. Nobody wants that. We very rarely have more than one, but overtime restarts at Talladega have got to be some of the craziest sights you will ever see in the motorsports world. I think the craziest sight we've seen from this league actually comes all the way back from the first season we ever covered with these guys at this track a couple of years ago, Joe. What happened? Spencer Ray had a bad hook to a driver on the inside line. It was the race he won. He caused a massive 10-plus car pile in the back straightaway. Every single car that was left of the race got involved. He was the first car to spin out. He had to dodge the whole wreck that he helped cause, and he was the lone survivor to win that race. You couldn't script it if you tried.
No way. That is
the
way that plays out, man.
I would expect to see this overtime finish go down the way of last man standing, like we had with the charity race here a few months back. In that charity race, we had 1 car spin out of the back straightaway. Then 2 cars spin on the other half of the back straightaway. Then about 15 of them piled up at turn 3. Then everyone else had a turn 4, and there were 3 cars left. I suspect it's going to be last man standing like that tonight.
Yikes. Yikes. Just a bloodbath. Well, as I like to say, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, because it's just going to be a matter of time now. We've got nothing but time, as well. I guess we have a limited amount of time here, as we are set to do this only a few attempts. We are on attempt 1 of the green-white checkered right now. Let's see if we can get it done.
Lights have gone out aboard the iRacing Ford Mustang pace car. We will go racing this time by, and assuming that green flag comes out, we will have 2 laps to settle this. If we don't get a caution flag. If we do, we reset and we try again. Justin Ray leads the way. Spencer Ray to his outside. Silvers and Freilich on row 2. Dingler LaFrance on row 3. And I'm not going to bother with do you have any picks to win this one on the restart? Because, Joe, you and I know the guy that started back at 20th has about as equal of a chance to win this race as the guy who started on pole.
Yeah, at this point, with the way things are going, the action is hitting at the front and it's hitting to the rear. So I could guess anyone, it'd be as good a guess as you. I'd be rolling the dice, man.
iRacing pace car pulls down to pit road. A 60-lap race could turn into 64 or beyond, as they're going to work their way into the restart zone. Green flag coming out this time by the United Rentals restart zone. Green flag's back in the air. It's overtime at Talladega.
And that green flag is going to start with Justin Ray on the inside, taking things away, with James Silvers behind him down on the inside as well. The 2 of them actually got their speed from the outside line, managed to come down and close the door a little bit, and now they're using that to their advantage.
To the Alabama gang, super stretch. Spencer Ray with a big push up top from Cole Freilich, trying to hold on to the points lead here this afternoon. Spencer Ray looking to become Talladega's first repeat winner. Didn't quite get clear of Justin Ray that time through. It'll be 2.6 miles to go this side. Trouble up into the outside wall, hard for Spencer Ray. He's crashing up in turn number 4. Does he keep it up the field? No. A massive crash behind. The caution comes out. He didn't make it back. And it'll be attempt number 2 in overtime with a huge hit for Spencer Ray out of turn 4.
What a smash. He was in the air.
We're not done yet. We'll reset. We'll do it all over again. Take 2 at overtime. Remember, we have a total of 3. We've already burned 1 attempt now, but a wallop into the outside wall for Spencer Ray's number 6. Take a look. Cole Fraley just leaned on the right rear and hooked him heavily into the outside wall. That spun him down the racetrack. He's completely out of control, nose it back into the fence, spins down, and nowhere for Purcell to go. And then Wigan is the one that kicked him airborne. Nearly landed on the deck lid of Clinton Sneed.
Yeah. Oh, man. What a race run for Spencer Ray.
And he is going to be one of the drivers that will not be a repeat winner after tonight. And I'm sure he is not going to be happy with Cole Fralick after that big bump that went wrong and crunch. Right on board with Wigan here.
Let's see what he can see.
He sees him checking up. He's going to jump down low and then watch here as the number 6 comes firing right across his path, punches him skyward and goes underneath the 6 as he sends him up into the air. Jeez.
Oh, my goodness. Air Ray. Just not what you want to see after running the race so long and so well. Spencer Ray led a lot of that race. And to see it become unraveled with just the touch of a bumper is always unfortunate. But hey, before this race even started, man, we said Talladega going to Talladega. And this place is going to claim names that we expect to see go all the way and that we've seen pull off incredible feats.
Yeah.
It's just going to claim them. It's just going to do it.
Well, he slowed down one more time, and now effectively nothing standing between Cole Fralick and a potential win here tonight. Had a rash of cautions at the very start of this race. He went green for so long, and then a single car incident brings out another fierce rash that we've been battling with this entire time. If you want to see more from the Talladega Superspeedway, don't worry, we got plenty more coming on up, right? Premier Sim Racing Outland Motorsports Truck Series and the Highline Diecast Collectible Speed Cup Series are both out here at the biggest, baddest track of the NASCAR calendar on Wednesday and Thursday. The Zero Turn Racing League, still at a draft-heavy racetrack. They're going to be out at the Michigan International Speedway on Friday. The Mid-Atlantic Racing Series with the All-Star Race coming up this weekend at the Charlotte Motor Speedway alongside the SRA Gen 4 Series. They will be at the Pocono Raceway up in Pennsylvania. Blazing Pedals action will also be out at Michigan today, or this weekend. And then next week's OMSRL race will see us run to the Magic Mile. New Hampshire Motor Speedway plays host to the third to last race of the season. And after New Hampshire here in this championship, we will see the Kansas Speedway and then the Auto Club Speedway come to bring the season to a close in the final weeks of October and the first week of November. So still plenty of action still yet to come. Make sure that if you want to check out more of the action that you subscribe today and support us however you can, because holy cow, it's been a month of race so far. It's going to be a exciting final few weeks. And hey, while all the Real World Series shut down for the winter, Joe, that's when all the online stuff really picks up.
Yeah, that's right. You got to come inside, get the hot chocolate, get settled into the rig, and really enjoy the online season of racing. And so we're going to have we have plenty of that coming up your way, folks. If you like what you're seeing, well, get ready. This is just going to be more and more of it as the weeks go on here and things get a little bit chillier outside.
2 laps to go. Our second attempt at overtime. We will again have one more shot at it. That is, of course, assuming that we don't make it to the white flag this time by as well. So there is still time for us to get that third attempt in there. But I know a lot of drivers are thinking, all right, this is getting old. Let's just run this one out clean.
pace car down through the backstretch. Let's run this one out clean is what I'm hoping is going through the heads of all the drivers right now. And I'm hoping that they find the stability on whatever line they decide to drive. I hope they find that stability for just a lap to get us to the white flag. As soon as we get to the white flag, go nuts, boys. Go crazy. Send it. But until then, let's see it really batten down those hatches, really tighten down the driving discipline until we get to the white flag point where we can just open it up and really unleash.
Justin Ray will be the driver to lead these guys back to green. He didn't lead a good chunk of this race. He was leading a pack that was really 10 seconds behind the top 7 throughout much of the night after a bit of a scramble just shy of the first stage coming to a close. But he has since really come to his own out here. He's been leading the way ever since the caution flag that put this race into the mad scramble that it is now. They'll work their way back to the United Rentals restart zone. Green flag coming back in the air. We'll try it again. 2 laps to go. Sean Bowden and Tyler Herba, both with black flags. They'll have to come down and serve them. Never mind. They're going to get those straightened up, and they'll look at that post-race as Justin Ray leads the way into turn 1.
Ray leads the way with a solid side draft from Freilich right now as we go into 1 and 2. Looking for the backstretch. LaFrance already putting it 3 wide up there at the top.
LaFrance driving it 3 wide on the outside line. Cole Freilich down to his inside, and no help for Cole Freilich in the middle. No one wants to go with him. LaFrance up top gets you with him. They'll chuck down to the middle lane, and Justin Ray's lead is at risk.
Ray's lead's at risk, but LaFrance is going to fall back. Ooh, he's not got the speed, you see, on the inside. We're 3 wide, almost 4 wide now behind him.
Looking for 4 wide. They'll head to the start-finish line. LaFrance bobbling out for the middle line. White flag in the air. It's 1 lap to go from Talladega Superspeedway. Still 3 by 3 wide. Then a turn of 1 and now for the lead.
And down in front, James Silvers has snuck ahead here. The number 4 car with the push from the 16 of Dingler. The number 1 the season.
Oh, there we go!
Dingler's out there in front.
Massive crash on the back straightaway. Both champion contenders caught up in this one. Wes Wagon upside down. It's the big one on the back straightaway. 1 car's up and over. A frightening crash on the back. 5 cars up into the air. A massive hit for Robert Peterson, who's stranded on his roof. James Silvers coming around to turn numbers 3 and 4. This time by. When does Dingler make the lug? He hasn't won here in season number 1. To the top side. Dingler trying to become the first repeat winner at Talladega. Looking for the lead. He's around. And Ryan Dingler pulls it off. His first win here since 2021. Almost 4 years ago to the day. What a night for the 16. Crashed in the first caution and comes back to win. But a monster crash sees 3 cars upside down to the back straightaway.
Reed out. Wow. Congrats to Dingler. After all of that, riding that dust cloud straight across the finish line, managing to keep it straight, and just what a push too. He owes a little bit there to that amazing push that he got to get him across the line at the last second.
His first win since February 27th, 2024. It came at the Rockingham Speedway. 46 starts for this number 16. This is a big day for him, right? A massive winless streak of over a year has finally been broken, and he can give Grant Peterson a beer after this because his teammate definitely helped to push him to a win in this one.
It was gorgeous. It was textbook. It was Talladega.
And he's going to burn it down to the front straightaway, deservedly so, but all of that with the mother of all crashes on the back straightaway. An absolutely terrifying scene back there on the final lap of the race. While Ryan Dingler celebrates, let's look at what the heck happened here. Cole Freilich and Conor LaFrance, both championship contenders, getting involved. Justin Wilson tried to send it up the middle. He's the one that clips the 88, spins Cole Freilich around, and Wes Wigan is the one that got upside down against the inside wall. But this is what happened on the racetrack. Freilich punched up into the air. Then they careened back up into traffic, and right in the middle of this, watch Robert Peterson as he is, oh my goodness, Jacob Miralez, full throttle into the wreck, punched the 50 and the 97 upside down.
Just shoveled them. Just shoveled them like he had a cow catcher on the front of his engine.
At speed. And Wes Wigan with this hellacious hit into the inside wall, and he went for a vicious tumble down the back straightaway.
Yeah,
that was
insane.
That is a terrifying scene, and it's times like that, right? You look at this and, man, you're grateful this is just a video game and this isn't real life.
Yeah, definitely. Happy we're in a simulator. Happy we don't have to pay for repairs on our cars or on our bodies.
Oh my goodness. Have you ever seen a hit that caused a car to do that?
No, that is a multi-axis tumble. That was a flat spin that he was in there for a second.
And then look
you
at
don't get put into that
Plugger. 15 of the 10 both pounded the inside wall as well. I've seen that a few times, but that's, man, that is not one of those everyday wrecks that you see, right? That is one of the things there. That happens once, and good grief. From the air, this will be the look aboard the whole scene. Watch the 2-car, bam, against the inside wall, and then Jacob Miralez, watch the black car, flies in, never touched the brakes, and he's the one that punched everyone else upside down.
Yeah, wow, just no brakes at all. Slams directly into those cars that are in the middle of wrecking.
The Redneck 160 ends with one of the biggest crashes we have seen all year long on Green Flag TV. And with a new record set for Ryan Dingler, his first win in 46 starts and his first win here since season number 1 almost 4 years ago to the day he was pushed to it by teammate Grant Peterson. James Silvers will have to settle his night for 3rd. Tyler Hobart comes on 4th. Albert Williams back in 5th. Matt Grenier in 6th. Austin McColgan in 7th. Rucker, Ray, and Reinstedt will close out the top 10 this afternoon, Joe.
All right, moving right on to the 11th place spot. It's Michael Garone with Spencer Ray in 12th. He was after leading a lot of this race. 13th goes to Clinton Sneed. 14th, Maxwell Coral. 15th, Sean Bounty. 16th, Jacob Noyes. 17th, Sean Kaiser. 18th, Conor LaFrance. 19th, Hunter Thrower. And 20th, Cole Freilich.
Closing out the field, it's Stefan Purcell, Austin Gassione, and Justin Wilson. Robert Peterson failed to finish this race alongside Wes Wigan and Jacob Miralez. Terrell Wheeler, Joseph Plogger, Cody Anderson, Chase Wright, Dylan Wilbers, and Barrett Morton will close out the field. Well, let's take a rundown and give a chit-chat here to the drivers that finished this race 1, 2, and 3 here at the end of the 9. And we'll look to kick things off first and foremost with the man of the hour, Ryan Dingler. Comes home number 1 here this afternoon. And Ryan, this is a big night for you for a few reasons, right? Not only is this your first win in 46 starts, breaking an over 18-month losing streak, this is also your first win here since you first ever came here back in season number 1. You are the first repeat winner at Talladega. How does it feel to not only break a streak, but to make history like that?
Oh, man, it feels so good. I've not won in so long. I just kind of ride around and try to have a good time. And there at the end, we had a run, and Grant was behind me. He said, hey, wherever you go, I'm going with you. So I tried to sneak to the outside of Silvers, and I said, push me, push me, push me. And he's like, I got you, and just shoved me to the wind. Oh, so good. Also, this is my home track, too, so that's also a plus.
Kind of talk us through the night, because obviously it didn't start off great. You got into it with Matt Grenier on just lap number 3 or 4 of this race and caused our first caution flag of the afternoon. You go through that. Did you think you were going to be up here winning the race after that?
No, I really started in the back on purpose. I was adjusting my volume and just completely, dummied right into the side of him. I feel bad about that, but with no fast repair, I figured yeah, there's no way I'm going to get through this race, and for it to turn out like that, turned out pretty good. But if we had stayed green, we were looking like me, Spencer, and Cole were going to have a pretty good finish, but the caution really kind of mucked that up. But all in all, it turned out to be a great night anyway.
You gained 27 spots here this afternoon. 3 races still to go. New Hampshire, Kansas, Auto Club. What's going to be the game plan as we get set to go racing at 3 wildly different racetracks to the end?
I'm just glad that I got a win finally. It's just I'm not that great at those tracks, so I don't expect too much, but I'm just going to go out there and just try to have a good time like I did tonight. Usually when I do that, I have a better result.
All right, we'll wish you the best of luck when we go racing next week up in Loudon, New Hampshire. Congratulations on coming home number 1 here this afternoon, Ryan, and we'll see you again at the Magic Mile.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Ryan Dingler comes home number 1, a history-setting night for the number 16. Joe, you're standing by with the man that pushed him to the win, Grant Peterson.
Hey, Grant, how you doing tonight after that second place finish?
We're doing pretty dang good, man. How are you guys?
We're doing all right. We're doing all right. Now you had quite the role to play there at the very end. There was wrecking going on behind you. You must have seen all that happening as you decided to make the move up there to the top with Ryan Dingler and push him across the line. What were you thinking in those last moments there?
Man, I saw that white rear bumper of Ryan Dingler with about maybe 5 to go or two restarts to go, and I was staying glued to that thing, and I was gonna push him like he was my CNI dog. I had nothing else that I could see except that white bumper, and we were going to go to the front.
Well, you know what? You did it. You managed to make that happen. It was a packed field up there at the front. You started off pretty well. You started off in about 6th, I think, and managed to stick around and get up to 2nd overall. And so looking forward a little bit, I got to ask about New Hampshire. Are you looking forward to the end of the season a little bit too here?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first race back in a while, but I think we're getting back out on the right foot, and I've won at New Hampshire before. Granted, that was in a next-gen race, but no, New Hampshire should be a fun race. I'm pretty stoked for that one. A pretty solid track for me.
All right, not bad, not bad. Hey, anybody you want to shout out to for your race tonight?
Oh, Ryan Dingler, obviously. Good buddy of mine, going down in a couple days to visit him. We're going to go to Talladega. Ironically enough, we're going to watch the Cup race. Meeting up with a buddy, Holden McGill. He's pretty infamous in this league as well, so it'll be a good little reunion for us.
Wonderful. Hey, that sounds really great. Everybody, that's Grant Peterson, your 2nd place finisher tonight. I'm going to pass the mic back over to you, Nolan, and we'll get things wrapped up.
James Silvers will come home 3rd place this afternoon for Cornerstone Motorsports. James, you kind of pounced coming to the white flag there. You were able to snooker the lead away, but it just wasn't meant to be as Badger Racing powered around the outside of you coming out of turn numbers 3 and 4. Do you think you could have done anything differently to potentially done something to disrupt the team 1-2?
Well, I was trying the best I could. I mean, I was trying to push my other teammate, Justin Ray, up there. He was very short on fuel, and he was talking about it before we even started the restart, and I was like, well, he might actually run out, and sure enough, he actually did. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, on coming to the line right there, he was out of gas. But yeah, I was deciding if I was going to go up or come down, but I mean, I just didn't want to, block too hard and wreck myself and ruin a good finish. So I mean, yeah, I didn't realize they was teammates until after the race, and that's like the 3rd time this year I've gotten a win taken away the same style, and this kind of blows.
Well, you're able to walk away still with a very solid 3rd place here at the end of the night. Championship-wise, I mean, things continue to escalate as we enter the final 3 rounds of the championship here this afternoon. The points lead looks like it's an ever-insurmountable gap, but you're still up in the battle for 3rd place with Ryan Dingler. Do you reckon you can close in the 23-point gap between now and the final race in about a few weeks?
I sure is. I'm going to try. have to see what we can do for the next 3 weeks. Got to put my new steering wheel together and stuff, and hopefully I can get that set up before next week. And just got to keep rolling like we've been rolling. I mean, tonight was a pretty good race. I mean, throughout the entire race, I know we had like a few cautions here and there, but the racing was great. I mean, we had a few cautions right there towards the end. I can't remember when it was. It was coming to like maybe about like 7 or 8 laps to go, and then chaos broke out after that. But you know how that is at Talladega. But I'm just glad to be able to come up here and bring her home in P3.
All right, James, wish you the best of luck coming into this final few weeks here. We'll see you again at the Magic Mile in 1 week's time.
Boys, looking forward to it. You boys have a good weekend.
You as well. James Silvers comes home third here this afternoon. Joe, that's going to do it for our race in action here this afternoon, but a stellar drive from start to finish here this afternoon, and still plenty of action still to come at the Magic Mile at New Hampshire Motor Speedway up in 1 week. You couldn't really get a more different racetrack, right? You go from a draft-heavy 2.6-mile behemoth to a flatter 1-mile track where it's going to be all physical. If you got a grudge result from tonight, that's a good place to do it.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Now, I'm looking forward to New Hampshire, my friend. We've only got a few races left here for these guys to really show what they can do. And Talladega, it proved that it is everything it lives up to be. It does every time. I love it. I love this racetrack. It's probably my favorite racetrack in the circuit. And OMSRL, these guys here in the Gold Series, they brought it tonight. And I had a great time. Congratulations again to Ryan Dingler for bringing it out for a second time.
They certainly brought the show here this afternoon. When we go racing next time out, it's going to be coming in hot for the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. But before we get to that, there's still more action to come on Green Flag TV. PSR is also out of the biggest, baddest track of the NASCAR calendar. They're alongside the Speed Cup Series on Wednesday and Thursday. The Zero Torque Racing League is back for more. This Friday night, they are going to be out of the Michigan International Speedway with the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series taken to the All-Star Race at Charlotte Motor Speedway alongside the SRA Gen 4 Series at the Pocono Raceway. They'll be racing for the Tricky Triangle in the Keystone State. Blaze of Ozarka action will be out in Michigan on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and then it's back for more at 8:45 on Tuesday night alongside the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series. There'll be more for the OMSRL Gold Series presented by Sim Racer Hub at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. If you want to find out more about who we are and what we can offer you, feel free to check us out today at www.greenflagtv.com. Holy cow, what a race that we had here this afternoon. Still plenty still yet to come over the next few weeks. We'll see you all when we go racing in just 1 week's time in New Hampshire.